Listen, I had heard of this guy, but I'll be dead honest, I had never watched anything of him. And I wanted to bring him up because I found it to be really interesting. And I want to get some thoughts and just say that I've been pretty excited. So there's this guy, he's an oyster farmer out of Maine named Graham Plattner. All-American, brother. And he went viral today for this. So he's at a town hall. Someone asked him a question that is factually untrue. And he could have like worked the crowd into hating this person, but he has like a really good response. And I was very impressed.
So what's your plan for the illegals that are in this state that get free benefits?
They don't.
If you listen to what she was saying, at its core, she's angry about the exact same things you are. People are propagandized, people are misinformed, but people are not stupid. And we shouldn't treat them as such. People are being robbed. They're being robbed of their critical thinking. They're being robbed of their empathy. The answer to that is not shame. The answer to that is not anger. The answer to that is empathy and compassion.
I fuck with that so heavy. Yeah, I fucking love that. I respect that so hard. And then I look into the guy more, and he's got this really, really strong platform. It's almost entirely about how we have a government of, for, and by billionaires. We've entered a new gilded age. We got a billionaire economy, et cetera, et cetera. But his number one thing, I think when we did the America Party video, I was like, what would be my number one thing if I did a party? My number one thing would be to get money out of politics, overturn Citizens United, because it's the problem that causes all other problems. And it's his number one thing. It's his number one thing. Then he's got support small business, break up the monopolies, like number 3. Love that. And then I look into it and he lists his number one inspiration. I read this article and he says his personal hero is Frances Perkins. Now on Labor Day last year, I made a video called The Hero No One's Ever Heard Of, Frances Perkins. I love Frances Perkins. Is like one of the best people in American history. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is an awesome deep cut. All right. And so I'm like pretty damn impressed. Like I want to watch one of his speeches, but I just get the vibe this guy could win. And the person he's running against, Susan Collins in Maine, this is Susan Collins, has never been weaker and more ripe for a challenge, and is also 72 and said in like the 90s when she first ran, she would only do 2 terms, and she's running on her 5th term. She said, I will do 2 terms, then retire. And now she's on her 5th, planning for a 6th. So like, it would be awesome to have like this guy's in his 40s. This guy's an anti-war veteran. All right. He did like 2 tours in the Marines, but is anti-war. I love this guy. I'll be honest with you. You never know with a politician, right? But I'm excited about this guy. This is like what I'm talking about. I don't have insanely high standards here. I would like this guy. This would be great. Somebody who's from the area, had a working class job, has priorities in order. This is great. I'm very excited. Interview him. I'm trying. I reached out through our contacts. Listen, I know Maine is not where 99.9% of my audience is at. People aren't even in the country, some of them, but this is the guy I'm excited about, and I'm going to donate. I'm going to donate personally to him, and I think he raised a shocking amount of money from small donors, like people with average donation size of like $7 or something. So if you feel like this is something you could support, I would honestly consider it, because it would be really nice if this guy won and we broke Susan Collins' stranglehold on Maine here that's been fucking multi-decade. How will she clutch her pearls? Well, here's the problem. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the DNC is trying to run, this is Janet Mills, and this is who they would like to run. They would like to run Janet Mills. Now, I don't know deeply about Maine politics. Maybe Janet Mills is a fine person, but Janet Mills, if elected, would become the oldest senator. She's 77. She was born in 1947, bro. I don't even need to know much more than that. She would be the oldest. We have the oldest Senate we've ever had, and she would be the oldest person in it if elected. It is exciting to me to see someone who has similar priorities to me, who can message them well, who has a leader-like attitude, can speak to a crowd coherently. Yeah, it's an exciting time. I'm excited. I'm excited for this guy, and I would like him to win. And so I haven't really pushed for any particular politician, but I'm probably going to push for this guy as much as I can with whatever platform I can, because I think it would make a difference. I think it would be a good thing for Maine, and then that would be good for the Senate as well. So we'll see in 2026. What is this guy's name? Graham Plattner. Why do the elderly want to lead stuff so bad? Please just retire. Some part of it I get. I think Obama said this quote. Obama said we got a ton of old people who are like clinging on to relevancy. I think more realistically, it's like, especially once you've been in politics for a long time, you can't, what else do you do? It's what you do. You keep going. You can't imagine passing it on the torch, but they have to. They just have to, dude. We have too many problems that require fresh perspectives. Oh wait, if he's got an announcement video, I'll watch that. If he's got like a thing that summarizes his Graham Plattner announcement video. Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's see this.
What I love most.
Wait, why is he starting out on a boat?
What I love most about Maine are the people. I have never met people who are more hard scrabble, even in a place that requires you to work like 2 or 3 different jobs. We have watched this state become essentially unlivable for working class people, and it makes me deeply angry. I did 4 infantry tours in the Marine Corps and the Army. I'm not afraid to name an enemy, and the enemy is the oligarchy. It's the billionaires who pay for it, and the politicians who sell us out. And yeah, nobody I know around here can afford a house. Healthcare is a disaster, hospitals are closing. We have watched.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point I really agree with. I mean, everything I've seen so far, and again, I'm not saying I'm the deepest well-versed on this guy, but I read a couple interviews and I watched his thing. He just keeps centering the economic message over and over and over again. And it feels like it'll be really fucking hard, I don't know, for like standard Republican culture war smears on him. It'll be really hard to hit him with those. He's completely untouchable on those. It's, he's a oyster farming veteran. I just think he could really, I'm impressed.
When I tell people around here that I'm running for Senate, sometimes the initial reaction is, what the but when I tell them why I'm doing it.
All he has to do, he just has to stick the landing. If at the end of this video, he goes, and we gotta get women out of the main character role in video games. He's untouchable. He's untouchable, dude. Silk Song needs to have a male Hornet. No one could stop him. No, seriously though, I just feel like someone running on a strong, I mean, it's not like too dissimilar from what maybe like a Bernie's been saying, right? But Bernie is very old. I'll just say it. It's very difficult to run Bernie again. It's not even a presidency thing, but I just think this would be a nice thing to have. This would be a nice thing to have in Maine. And most importantly, he's funded by small donors and is making like changing rent choice voting and removing Citizens United his #1 priority, which is like the problem that causes all other problems. You do this first, then you fix the capability of people to constantly influence voting with dollars. And then all elections become more fair. They become more relevant to the actual people they represent. It's the biggest problem. It's the biggest base problem. So that's my thing. I think, especially because he's running against Susan Collins, who lied about the number of terms she was going to take and has been pretty horrible for Maine and for, honestly, the country with the way she's been voting. She like waffles about not voting for things, but then votes for BB and everything. And then the other mayor is endorsed by Chuck Schumer and is 80 years old. It seems easy. It's a slam dunk. This guy would have to be truly hiding something crazy to not be the right choice here. Hey, Shrek, I see what you're saying with this guy, but he's just missing 40 years of experience. Fuck, you're right. Fuck, I hate. Did you ever get that feeling when you're in an argument and someone pulls up a fact and you're just like, fuck, I'm cooked? Like, my whole thing hinged on that. And now I feel like he's just not ready for it's a truth nuke. It's a truth nuke, dude. Oh, dude, one other thing I looked at, I was like, dude, all right, this is my own personal pet thing. It's not the most important thing in the whole damn world, but it's important to me. I was looking at it, I was like, please tell me he's for affordable housing, but has a different plan than just rent control. And he does. He's got all these supply, like, wants to build more. He wants to build more housing. Oh, I'm so happy. This guy's got everything. I'm sold, bro. I'm sold. I'm fucking sold. So it's created in a lab just for me. Bro, is you with worse hair? No, I got worse hair than him. This guy should stick to farming oysters. We can get 10 more years of oyster supply out of him. I guess that's true. If we do a cost-benefit analysis on the amount of tasty oysters we get to eat, I feel like we might have less supply. Think of the opportunity cost. Thing is, I don't even really like oysters. Honestly, I think oysters are kind of slimy and gross. So the fact that this guy is making less oysters is also a net win. Rent control is a stopgap. I don't want to get into it. I disagree so strongly. I don't think it's a stopgap measure. I think it's actually one of the most NIMBY ass policies ever, and it makes things worse for broke people. It is just kicking the ladder down. I think rent control is one of the most almost downright evil stances. I think it's terrible. I think rent control is completely tagged. It doesn't work. It just literally doesn't work. It's just a subsidy for some people that hurts people that are moving to the city. America needs another Teddy Roosevelt. True. No, not Teddy. FDR. We don't need another Teddy, bro. Teddy would take over Greenland in 2 seconds. We do need a trust buster in Teddy. But Teddy had a bit of a, Teddy wanted more land, bro. But I agree. Just in general, I agree with the trust buster part. In that, like, the real intractable hard problem is going after the people Lena Khan was going after. But you need more muscle for that. You need more popular support. You need people that can communicate to regular people and can make that a core part of the mission. That is where the problem is. That's where things are breaking down. That's where small business can't grow. That is the problem. We need Kamala Harris. That's what I was building towards. You can cut me off, but yes, I was building towards it. I was saying, I'm looking at these problems and I'm thinking, who can do this? And it's Kamala Harris, bro. Yes, she can still win.